that there's no break, and indeed he might even be fit for next week's cup tie against Wrexham. Nicky Morgan gets a rare chance to lead the attack, and the cup final hero Paul Allen gets back to the big time as sub. The referee is Eric Reid of Bristol, yesterday in charge of the Nottingham Forest 4-1 win at Wolverhampton. Proof that referees have a busy Christmas too. So a good lusty local derby atmosphere here as Orient get us away, attacking the goal to our right in the white shirts, and Mayo almost in the word go there, and in fact West Ham a little slow to close them down there, and Mayo seemed on the verge of giving us a really sensational opening. Joe Mayo, who scored his first and only goal of the season at Chelsea last week. Well, West Ham could have been caught there. Mayo a little backward header, and Ray Stewart, as things began to get a little difficult for West Ham in that penalty area, whacking the ball away into touch. West Ham, who are unbeaten at home since the opening day of the season when they were beaten by Luton. They've won their last 16 home games. An amazing record. Here's Brooking. Flick back there to Nicky Morgan, looking around to see what's available to him, and again Orient take up the running and get a free kick. A foul by Lampard on Chidozie, and Chidozie pushing the West Ham defender away. The mark of the challenge apparently he feels still showing on his right leg. So Lampard goes back to defend. There are three men in the West Ham wall, as you can see. Bowles may well be the man who might produce something a little unexpected behind this free kick. Mayo's up, Nigel Gray's up on the far side, Bowles sitting to the outside of the boot there towards Ian Moores, and Stewart getting it away, but West Ham just can't get it away from their own penalty area at the moment. And another throw for Orient. Typical bit of Bowles there, whacking that free kick to the outside of the boot, curling it there, and very accurate. Free kick to Orient. 5 minutes gone, no score. And here come West Ham, led by Brookie. Morgan going wide down the left for him. Here's Nicky Morgan, taking up a good position there with Devonshire outside him as well. Morgan, a good shot. And that was too hot for Day to handle. And Orient in some trouble getting that away. But a terrific shot by Nicky Morgan that almost caught Mervyn Day out. Having taken up a good position, Nicky Morgan, he really hit this ball, as you can see, way outside the box, and it must have moved a little bit in the air, and Brooking almost made something of it. Devonshire beating Fisher. Well, that's a great run, because there was so little space for him, and he's got support from Goddard there, and from Brooking, and on the far side there from Holland, and Holland couldn't quite get to it. Here's Morgan. Inside again for Stewart. Now he might line up a shot. Deflected wide of the goal, off the number 6, Steve Parsons. Good foraging attack there by West Ham. Stewart's shot catching the outstretched boot of Parsons and behind for the corner. And Day would have been stranded there by that one. But Orient getting it away with Ian Moores. Chidozie. And Stewart right back there to Phil Parks. No foul there. According to the referee. Taylor playing it for Roffey. Moore's beaten in the air though by Martin, and it'll fall for Bowles. Well, that goes straight to Devonshire. Goddard and Morgan are up. Devonshire again running at Fisher. Brooking trying to get outside him, and Devonshire just played it just a little too far ahead of him and lost that moment. And it's with Parsons now for Orient. Mayo. Chidozie. Oh, challenged again very firmly, and it was an awkward challenge there by Lampard, who's going to get a yellow card. Chidozie was angry with a challenge by Lampard quite early in the game. And there was Lampard going in certainly very hard indeed. Moores Chidozie playing it in there. West Ham getting it away. It'll fall for Goddard now. And now West Ham. They've got a few forward. Holland leading the way. Brookings right up in there. It'll fall for Brooking, and a chance maybe for him to get a shot in. Trying to pick his way through and hitting it just wide of Day and wide of the post. And the agony on Brookings' face will tell you how close it was. A great move out of defence. Suddenly Brooking was in all sorts of space here. They closed down on him quickly, as you can see, but he tried that little curler just wide of the post. And here's Taylor. Finding Chidozie. They really are combining well, Taylor and Chidozie. And here's Chidozie. Got all the... Well, he had all the pace in the world. That looked like a foul by Frank Lampard. And I thought for one moment the referee was feeling into a top pocket, and then he started to wave his hands and say no foul. Pike turned his man well there. Support from Morgan, but still with Pike, who hits a good shot, and Day turns it wide. Goddard it was with the shot, and Day turning it round. Brooking with the corner for West Ham. Floated a long way in there. Day under a lot of pressure, and indeed gets a free kick. A couple of old teammates there having a couple of words. Nicky Morgan and Mervyn Day. Mayo and Martin. In the end, the ball eluded both of them. There was no foul. Lampard was first to react, and Mayo went in very, very late, it seemed to be there on Lampard, and gets a yellow card. Mayo and Martin had gone for that ball in the first place. And that was quite a collision. Brought a yellow card for Mayo, and a free kick for West Ham. Martin to Lampard. Towards Goddard. Fisher winning that in the air. Can Pike get there first? He can't, because Bray made sure that he was. West Ham's throw. Taylor. This will come for Billy Bonds. Holland playing it for Brooking. Might come now for Pike. Oh, taken off his feet right at the last. Wanted maybe a fraction of a second longer than Orient would allow him. Goddard now for West Ham. Supported by Devonshire, still with Goddard inside the box, trying to get something on the turn there. Pike again, charged down, they say handball, but the referee didn't want to know, and Stewart's shot ends up over the crossbar and in the crowd. So a good bit of action again there from West Ham. Almost a minute of stoppage time has been played now as Parson finds Chidozie. It's Taylor. And it's going to be a throw to West Ham. Moores, and now Parsons. Will he get a shot in? He will, and indeed it was Park's turn then to get down. The ball bouncing just that little bit awkwardly in front of him as well. Coming towards 2 minutes of time added on being played. And there goes the half-time whistle. A lot of good attacking football from both sides. West Ham, if anything, have made maybe the better chances. But a half-time score here at Upton Park in this second division game. It's West Ham 0, Orient 0. So West Ham get us away at the start of the second half. They now attack the goal to our right against an Orient side that lost only one of their last 7 games. They're not scoring that many goals, but they're not giving that many away. Here's Parsons. Came from Wimbledon last March. From the 4th to the 2nd division. Steve Parsons. Holland playing it wide here. Morgan. And finding Brookie. Stopped by Parsons. Moores with Roffey going outside him. Ian Moores with the shot! Well, that seemed to gather pace after it left Ian Moores' boot. And there was so little to spare there for West Ham. Looked as though it was going to be easily covered in the first place, but just look how close it was. That's a goal kick. Now it's going to be a free kick. Mayo and Martin getting involved there. Whether you saw the referee's lip reading there, he said number 5 come here, and the yellow card is for Alvin Martin. The second West Ham player, number 3, Frank Lampard, already has the yellow card. Well, that's what it was for. Bowles bringing it away, brought down by Stewart, free kick. Being helped up by the West Ham fullback, and while Ray Stewart's doing the gallant thing, Orient have taken the free kick, and Roffey lost his way after that pass from Peter Taylor. Got it back to Peter Taylor. Oh, and now Roffey and Stewart getting in there, and Holland getting in between them, and there's an undercurrent of bad temper has been going through this game from about a quarter of an hour onwards. And I think it's going to be another yellow card for another West Ham player, Ray Stewart. This is the instant again as Stewart went clattering into his man and then got involved, as you can see right in the corner of your picture there. Searching after Mayo, but Mayo's got clear, played the ball in there. Peter Taylor playing it on for Stan Bowles, with Chidozie in a bit of space on the far side. Long one there towards Mayo, and Stewart doing exactly the right thing for West Ham. So another corner for Orient, who are having the better of this second half. Bowles are going to take it. Parks overshadowing Chidozie there, and knocked over the top by Nigel Gray. And of course, these sides are separated by just a few miles of East London. Here's Devonshire, here's Morgan, a nice ball played back again by Morgan for Devonshire, a chip in by him, and Holland! Beautiful goal for West Ham. Superbly created and efficiently taken by Pat Holland. Nicky Morgan playing a big part in it, finding Devonshire, a lovely cross by him, and what about that for a headed shot by Pat Holland. West Ham 1, Orient 0, with 20 minutes of the second half gone. Pat Holland the scorer. Here's Parsons again. A lot of good tackling and a lot of good prompting as well. Billy Bonds. Put that away well to the man who scored the goal, Pat Holland. Here's Brooking. Oh, what's he doing? Put it straight at Bowles. Got a second go. Goddard backing away. What about that? And across there. Oh, and they lost it. And Orient scrambled that one away. It was a terrific piece of work by Paul Goddard, though. Really tigerish and whipping in that cross. Looks as though West Ham are going to bring their substitute Paul Allen on. some problems with injury and then problems getting back into the side. Can it be number 3, Lampard thinking of taking off? Well, that's a shove in the back there. And in fact, it's a free kick to Orient. That really was a shove in the back there by Frank Lampard on John Chiedozie. And Frank Lampard, I think, is going to come off, which will cause a certain amount of reconstruction of the West Ham side as little Paul Allen comes on, the youngster who played in the cup final against Arsenal at Wembley last May. Bowles flicking it in there and behind for a corner from the head of Jeff Pike. So can Bowles fling another? No, it's Parsons this time who's taking this corner for Orient. And a good fist away. Parsons again, lifting a good one back in there. And Chiedozie! Chiedozie! The first corner, I think, that Parsons has taken. Bowles has been taking them all, and it came back out to him again, and just look how far West Ham allowed that to go, off the post and off the post again, and an absolute gift for John Chiedozie. 1-1. Here's Holland, the scorer, John Chiedozie then for Orient, and here's Brooking now for West Ham. Stewart crossing one in there. Morgan didn't get to that one. Stewart again. Pike. Stewart. Goal kick. So John Chiedozie, the scorer for Orient. And what a valuable goal. His 8th of the season. Bonds winning it. Holland in danger of losing it out to Peter Taylor. Bonds was right in there. Roffey too. Bonds again. Stewart. No, it's Alvin Martin whacking that one away. Nigel Gray getting it into Mayo. So a real cut and thrust atmosphere now, and it's really exciting as we come to inside the last quarter of an hour of the game. And it's still poised at 1-1. An overhead could be dangerous. Parks catching it well. Martin, space ahead of him, and that galloping run. Pike made wide for Devonshire. A little chip in there towards Brooking, and how well Parsons had marked him out of it. Fisher finding Bowles, and Bowles putting it back into a danger area really there. And now Devonshire trying to get the cross in, and somehow again Orient got it away. Played wide again for Devonshire, leading off the challenge of Chiedozie, and going past the challenge of Fisher. There's the left foot cross, pulled back this time for Pike. Oh, and he hit the post. Unbelievable. What about that? How can you hit a post like that and it not go in, is what Jeff Pike is saying to himself. Devonshire, who performed wonders here, pulled it back this time, and he hit it first time against that post and away. So still 1-1. And a shot. That time by Stewart, who'd come in quickly, but behind for the goal kick. Stewart coming in quickly there, but wide of that Orient goal. Taylor, the long ball there. About 7 minutes from the end now. Mistake there. Allen lining up a shot. Oh, terrific goal by Paul Allen. Best has come on and made it an absolute dream substitution. It was a mistake by Parsons in the first place that really gave possession to West Ham. And then little Paul Allen stepped up, and what about that for finishing? So West Ham now 2-1 into the lead. Paul Allen the scorer. And Orient are not dead yet, though. They've shown already this afternoon that they can create opportunities. Goddard, the little flick there, but that'll give it back to Orient again, and a chance for them to push it forward. The referee looking at his watch again. Moore's chesting it down for Parsons. Mayo's in there. Parsons again, and that should be Phil Parks's with no trouble at all. Well, you've got to give a lot of credit to Orient. They've really battled, and they've held West Ham to this 2-1 with a lot of spirit about their play as well. But it looks very much now as though it's going to be West Ham who get those 2 vital points that will certainly keep them at the top of the second division. Goals by Pat Holland and a superb one by Paul Allen, the substitute. And in between them, that goal that hit the post and came back for John Chibozie to make an equaliser for Orient. Well, a cup tie game. Some unpleasantness about it as well. At least a cup tie atmosphere. And a final score then here at Upton Park. It's West Ham 2, Orient 1.
Well, it was a thrilling game, and for 17-year-old Paul Allen, well, that winner was straight out of the storybooks. You may wonder, incidentally, why we didn't show it to you again from behind the goal. Well, there was a very good reason. The camera was in position, everything was perfect, and then this happened. We can see the camera trained on Paul Allen as he brings the ball towards the penalty area, and he really lets loose. Again, superbly following the ball until that happens. A policeman right where we didn't want him to be at that precise moment. But it did go into the net, and West Ham won 2-1. And it's a victory that, in fact, increases their lead at the top, because Swansea got only